All right, Coach Bill here, Nike Global Challenge Day 2, joined by D'Angelo Russell, the recent Ohio State commit. His team, USA South, just came off another win. They're now 3-0. They just beat Brazil. D'Angelo, pleasure to have you with us. Just wanted to start off, what's your feeling, coming into this event? Did you have any different interest or thoughts about coming into, obviously it's a global challenge, facing some European teams, some guys that you haven't seen before, just a little different niche. Any thoughts coming to the event, maybe a little bit more interested in it that way?
I mean, it's cool to play against guys from over the seas and stuff like that. You just get the opportunity. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing if you make it to that level. And I try to take advantage of it at full point. And I mean, it's different styles of play, guarding them off the ball. They know stuff we don't know, so I kind of, when I play against one of them, I'm trying to pick up something new, so just run with that.
How about just the event? Obviously, from the EYBL, you have a shot clock there, but this one's even shorter. It's NBA style with the 24 seconds. You kind of, in the last, obviously, 3 games, 2 days, tried to adapt to, obviously, that the clock is that quick and that we got to be a little bit more aggressive earlier, in the possession.
I feel like with our team, we got multiple different guys, and we don't really pass the ball, so, I mean, once you get the ball, it's attack. If you don't attack right away, it's pass the ball, so I don't really get caught up in the shot clock. Unfortunately, I never really recognize it.
Yeah. I saw a play that I thought really defined kind of where you're at with your game, and it was, as a college coach, something that really stuck out to me. You were, in the first half, you were in a drive, you were getting some contact, and instead of not only dealing with the contact, trying to get a shot up when you were compromised, you found a post player down along the baseline. I thought that was a great credit to you, because a lot of guys through contact, how they deal is then trying to maybe get a shot up. Right. You had the vision through the physical play to find somebody, and obviously through your last couple of years and fans getting to know you across the country, they talk about your shooting prowess, your ability as a scorer, and then they also know that you can mix in passing a little bit. But is that the part of your game that you feel maybe isn't talked about enough, your ability to obviously find people? And again, in situations like that, that's a point guard type of play, to make that kind of find through heavy contact, in traffic, through the lane. What's your thoughts on just maybe people not talking enough about that aspect?
Definitely, I feel like my passing ability is underrated, and my point guard tangibles, just being a big guard that can score when I want and can dish it off anytime, and I can rebound in my position. And I just feel like, I feel like my vision, I don't get the credibility for it. But I feel like that's my best part of my game, passing the ball.
Sometimes it's hard for a guy like yourself. I'm sure you have so much confidence where you feel like you can score for the most time anytime you need to or want, but also balance out making plays for others and just trying to obviously be a good teammate and someone guys want to play with. Is that something that you go into certain games with maybe a certain approach than others, or you just every game it's just an inherent thing? I kind of let each play determine and just play basketball. Or do you have a certain approach maybe in certain games?
Like I said, since I've been committed, it took a lot of weight off my shoulders, and just coming in through the spring, I feel like me being committed, only thing I gotta do is play hard, and I'm not playing for a college scholarship anymore. I'm playing to come in right away and produce. And me playing hard, I feel like it's gonna take that position, and just me being able to facilitate and score the ball in my will. I feel like it just opens up my game, and add playing hard to it. It's just, I feel like the sky's the limit.
That's actually going to be a good segue. You talking about the Ohio State commitment and how it took some weight off your shoulders and stuff. Was it pretty much just very much that? Because we even talked off camera where a lot of analysts or people who follow grassroots basketball felt like maybe you were struggling a little bit to your normal standard this spring, and then it seemed like the minute that you committed, your game all of a sudden came back. Your shots were falling at the clip we're used to. Just a far more confident player again. And can you pretty much attribute it to just that, the commitment maybe took some stress off and just allow you to kind of breathe again?
Right. It's definitely the commitment, and me being in the gym with my coach Dion and Jonathan just working with me like 2-a-days every day. I knew I felt like I kind of fell off, honestly. And then when I committed, it was just more hungry, and knowing that I got a target on my back, and I just go with that. And every game my mentality is can't nobody guard me, and I'll make the right play. And that's what I try to do.
And you also share for the fans, obviously, you're going through an EYBL circuit, the schedule. You're certainly concentrated on your game, winning and competing. But when you have the college stuff going, you know, as a top guy, you can share with the fans. There's got to be a lot of stress where even a down moment or whatever, it does creep into your mind. And once you're committed, you can just slowly get back to just your game, your production, and being consistent. Is that pretty much how it works for a guy in your position?
Yeah, I mean, with my circle, my parents, my coaches, and my friends, they kind of talk to me about just staying humble and hungry, and that's the main thing I do is stay humble and hungry, and just keeping the right attitude and being hungry every time I step on the court. It's just like I gotta stand out, and that's what I try to do.
Now, obviously, you know, the fans would be curious, what exactly about Ohio State, you know, and at that time that you did make that decision, that it felt right, everything came together, because you obviously still had a few other schools that were still trying to, you know, work on you, but what was it at that point about Ohio State, and you just said at that point, you know what, I gotta do this, I gotta make this decision now?
I feel like when I first started my recruiting, I was gonna wait as late as possible, and just something clicked to me that, I mean, I haven't seen how crazy the fans are, but I heard, but the coaching staff, I mean, the coaching staff's phenomenal. I got a great relationship with every coach on the staff, and I just feel like it was my time. I was like, when I think of a school, or if I was gonna commit today, what school would it be? And Ohio State always popped up, and just over that, I just started digging deeper. But I never really expressed it. I just kept it to myself, and I just did my research, and I feel like it was the best school for me.
As much as you're comfortable to share, I mean, was it, you know, how they came at you, maybe their loyalty to you? Were there certain aspect, you know, maybe it's the campus, the style of play? What you know, couple aspects just really kept ringing home every time you thought of them? You're like, this is the fit, and this is what works.
They didn't tell me they didn't tell me what I wanted to hear, and they just kept it real. And I told Coach, I don't want my name, my recruit, my ranking, none of that to come with me. I want to come in and work for everything I got, and whatever I get, that's on me. And I just want to, whatever it takes to win, and I want to be a pro. So, and he's saying, I can help you be a pro. Just listen to me. And I'm not the type of guy that's arrogant or anything like that. I'm gonna listen and do what it takes.
Well, you know, the guy who's coached himself and follows the stuff, you know, religiously, that's usually what separates guys. As you keep going up a level, a lot of the talent becomes similar. It is that mindset, and it is, you know, the willingness to embrace and have people challenge them instead of being entitled or having, you know, coaches take it easy, you know, and you're cater to you, that kind of thing. So it seems like you have the right mindset there. And so, you know, I usually talk with guys about the difference between chasing good and chasing great. And a lot of times guys don't know what chasing great is. You're going to a program, let's say even a guy like Aaron Craft. He developed his identity because of his on-ball defense and just the grit he showed. For someone like yourself now, you have so much offensive prowess. But for chasing great for D'Angelo Russell, does it now come down to playing even harder than you ever have before? You know, sprinting back on defense, you know, commanding stance all the time. Those types of details that all of a sudden now distinguishing you from somebody else, allow you to play at a high winning level. Is that what chasing great now comes down to you? Those little areas and details and taking it to a whole nother level?
Just buying into defense, that's the main thing. And usually when a player is able to score whenever he wants or can just control the game on the offensive end, it's rare that you see somebody like that on defense be the defensive stopper, all that too. So I try to pride myself to playing defense every second of the game, and once I get that down, I feel like the sky's the limit.
Defense, things like shot selection, and obviously decision making, those kind of things. Because not only you'll find, will that be the difference in giving a program like Ohio State a chance to compete for Final Fours, win championships, which obviously is going to be big to yourself and Coach Mata through the next couple of years. But even as, you know, the aspiration to be a pro, those are the things they study. Because a lot of guys can score, and they want to know, can you defend, do you make good decisions? So it seems like you certainly have your head on straight and have the right perspective to allow you to keep growing and getting better as a player. You know, a final little thought in regards to Ohio State. Are there any guys now that you're trying to get in their ear to try and obviously finish out that class? You have a couple other commitments along with yourself already. But is there anybody you're kind of targeting or trying to be a salesman, trying to help Coach Mata?
Miles Turner, good luck, and I mean, I don't know a wing that they're going after, but once they let me know, I'm going after him too, so that's it.
The time's running out. They better get in your ears so you can get in somebody else's ear. Right. And just actually one final thought, what have they talked to you about your exact role, or maybe it'll be something that evolves once you get there? Obviously you are capable of playing on and off the ball. What at this point, if they or maybe they haven't talked to you much at all? They said, well, we'll work on it when you get here. What's been the dialogue as far as your potential role at Ohio State?
They kind of compare me to Evan Turner from how he developed into a pure point guard and could fill up a stat sheet. And with my length and my size and my IQ, that was the player that they compared me to in his role. Probably not my first year, but as long as I'm there, just develop into that type of player. And I don't want to be an Evan Turner. I want to be myself. But he was great at Ohio State, and if I could reach my potential and get to that point, then it'd be a blessing.
Well, you just said a big key thing is never trying to be like somebody else, trying to create your own niche and have your own game define itself. Well, again, fans, that's the great thing about video interviews. You get a little taste of someone's personality, their intelligence, and as you can tell, D'Angelo Russell as a kid has a chance to really have a terrific career moving forward. Talent and intelligence. D'Angelo, it's been a pleasure. Coach Bill, D'Angelo Russell, Nike Global Challenge.